That was How Did We by singer-songwriter Victor Solf. Now, you might recognize his voice from the French neo-soul duo Her, formed back in 2015 by childhood friends Victor Solf and Simon Carpentier. The band enjoyed a successful run on the French music scene. Carpentier tragically passed away in 2017, just before the band released their self-titled LP. Now, after leading a tour for the record, Victor Solf decided to move on, and he's just released his first solo album in his name. It's called Still There's Hope, and he joins me virtually to tell me more about it. Victor, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's a real treat to have you. Big fan of your work, big fan of your new solo project. So the title of your album is called Still There's Hope, which is a very powerful and uplifting message in very uncertain times we're living in. Is this a call to resilience during these tough and uncertain times?
Yes, it is actually. It's really it's kind of cliche, you know. And maybe I'm an old-fashioned man, but you know, when I wrote this album, I was thinking about John Lennon, about the song Imagine, and about some other artists that I love, that I really love. And it's really a song about hope, about love, and about altruism. On dit altruiste in French.
Altruism, yeah, altruism.
Thinking about other people than yourself.
Well, that's such a beautiful message, especially for right now. So the album features 12 tracks that you actually recorded during the coronavirus lockdown. You escaped the stress of Paris to a studio in Brittany. And you've said that one of the philosophies that drives your composition is less is more. So I'm curious as to how that philosophy influenced the sound on this album.
Yes, I really tried on this album to put the right element on the right place, and sometimes it's really difficult. For example, on two songs, I couldn't find the right arrangement, so I decided to leave the song just with my voice and the piano. Sometimes you need to accept that. If you want to put more arrangement on a song, it's gonna be less good, and sometimes it's hard to accept that. And I tried to do that during this whole process.
So making it less complicated, keeping it simple, sometimes that is the key to life. Let's listen to another track off the album. It's called I Don't Fit. Take a listen.
Most where can the triangles? I'm still trying though. I don't fit. You and I, you and me. You style, you can quit. It feels like an earthquake.
That was I Don't Fit off Victor Solf's debut album. Must admit, that is my favorite track off your album. You have such a beautiful voice. It's so particular. I wanted to know how you work with it. Do you consider it kind of an instrument when you're writing your songs?
Oh, yes, perfectly. Yeah, I mean, it started really like maybe 5 years ago. I discovered that I could sing if I wanted to, and I really tried, to sing song like Sam Cooke Change Is Gonna Come, or Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles. And it took me maybe 2 years to be able to sing it. I mean, I cannot sing it like Ray Charles or Sam Cooke, but I realized that I could improve myself. And that's what I did. I really wanted to be able to sing like a soul man, like a real soul man. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, and you certainly are succeeding, I must tell you. You've got beautiful range in your voice. Now, you've had relatively such a rich career, but for now, it's just the beginning of your career, and yet you've experienced some very high highs, some very low lows as well. You lost your friend, your bandmate. How did you decide to move on? Why did you decide to go solo and not form a new band afterwards?
like it was really a decision that came naturally. It was I tried for a while to start a band, and it felt so strange, because I had this feeling that I wanted to uh, you know uh, like make Simon alive again. It was really not nice to do that. And then after a few months maybe of trying new things, working with new people, I discovered this. So this is my piano right behind me. I discovered that I had to work on the piano a lot, that I had to move on from the guitar, because that was really the sound of her,
Hmm.
and trying like to record and try new stuff with the piano. And when I realized that, I just finished a song that called Traffic Lights. And
Amazing.
yeah, that was really the backbone and of the album and of this new project.
Well, it seems kind of like an album of liberation, of emancipation for you. You've decided to release it during a very uncertain time due to the coronavirus pandemic. How do you see the future of live music? We've seen some cities like Madrid and Leeds that are holding these test concerts, pretty soon here in Paris as well. How do you think it's going to work? Do people need to get vaccinated before they go to the venues, or what's the future of live music?
Wow, I really don't know. What I can tell you is like I'm hosting a streaming, live concert in a few weeks, maybe a month, but I really hope that's not the future, because seeing a live concert just with a computer without being able to be there and to enjoy being with your friends and being with the crowd, that's really a very unique feeling. So I hope it will come back soon. What we learned, I think, about the coronavirus in this situation is that we really don't know much.
Yeah.
Even doctors, even the biggest label, everyone is trying their best to organize gigs. I have maybe 40 gigs coming up in 2021. And maybe even a tour in the US in 2022. But I really don't.
We're all hoping things will get back to normal before too long. In the meantime, working the way we can. We're going to move on to some other music news that's making headlines with the London art rockers Dry Cleaning. They've released an outstanding debut album. It's called New Long Legs, that's helmed by the producer John Parrish, who's worked with the likes of PJ Harvey and Aldous Harding. It's full of hilarious, surreal images and bizarre obsessions driven by the singer Florence Shaw. Check out this track. It's called Scratchyard Lanyard.
I've come to learn how to mingle. I've come to learn how to dance. I've come to join the knitting circle. I've come to hand weave my own bunk bed ladder in a few short sessions. It's a Tokyo bouncy ball, it's an Oslo bouncy ball, it's a Rio de Janeiro bouncy ball. Filter, I love these mighty oaks, don't you? Do everything and feel nothing. Wristband, theme park, scratch card, lanyard. Do everything, feel nothing.
That was Scratch Card Lanyard by Dry Cleaning, a music video that takes place in the world's smallest dive bar. Now, Victor, you have filmed a series of clips for your upcoming album, and there's kind of a running theme throughout them. They feature you with a car in several different instances. Can you tell us more about the symbolism of those music videos?
Yeah, with the director, Lise Zoya, who is a close friend of mine, we really tried to find a metaphor, an image of what I've been through. And when he presents me this project for I Don't Fit, it's a big and really impressive car crash, and I'm in the car. But after the accident, I'm feeling well, and I just want to dance and enjoy myself. And that was really what I wanted to express with this album. We all experience, sometimes trauma, or just some really dark stuff in our life, and it's really what can change you is what you do with it. Do you want to stay hopeful? Do you want to stay positive, and you know, so that was the main thing that I loved about this car crash in the car, and yeah.
Well, it really comes across that beautiful imagery of kind of a rebirth after a major trauma, as you said. We're going to move on to some more music news. This is by the Montreal-based septet Teke Teke. They're releasing their debut album, Shirushi, via the label Kill Rock Stars. The LP features 9 tracks that turn Japanese psych rock into an experimental jam with a cinematic touch, as you can hear on this track, Yoru Ni. Finally, Blue Note is releasing an album for the anniversary of the death of Afrobeat legend Tony Allen, who died in the spring of 2020 at the age of 79. The iconic drummer wrote and produced all of the beats for the album. It's called There Is No End, and we're going to leave you with a track off that album. It's called Cosmosis. But before we go, I want to thank my guest, Victor Solf. Victor, thank you so much for being with us today, and best of luck with the promotion and release of your new album. Be sure to check that album out. It's called Still There's Hope. It's a wonderful message for these uncertain times. For more arts and culture news, head to our website and stay in touch on social media. And stay tuned to France 24. More news is coming up right after this.
Oh, brief change by osmosis, change on the music of Cosmosis.
Yeah. She was looking for a prince, so now she's hitting the road. She tried kissing a frog, oh now she's licking a toad. Spiritual girl, she's got a story to tell. She taught me to love myself, forget everyone else, forget and I forgive. I don't give it attention. How you feel about me, it's just a reflection. I'm out of my ego, I'm back into space. Hold me in your arms and feel the connection. Osmosis.